Midwest Broadway Chronicles, episode 26. This is the sports section. How you guys doing? Let's get into it. This week in football, very uneventful week with games. Nothing really special to hang your hat on. Some teams made great comebacks. The Colts made a great comeback. The Texans had probably the best game of the week, coming back against the Jags to beat them in regulation, nor was it in overtime. It was probably the best win of the week. A lot of teams surprisingly lost. The Bills losing to the Dolphins was a shocker. Not crazy in the week of football. The Ravens making their run now to come back. The Steelers losing to the Chargers and now giving the Ravens, after starting the season 1-4, 1-5, giving the Ravens a chance to actually take the division away from them, which is absolutely bonkers. The Browns losing to the Jets in probably the worst team of the year bowl. The Lions rebounding. The Buccaneers getting humbled by the Seahawks, who are legit. Not even a game about how legit they are. It's just a real game. Not the Bucks. Not the Seahawks. The Patriots. The Patriots are legit. The Patriots are legitimately one of the best teams in the league this year, and I can't wax poetic about how frustrated I am about them being good in my division. When my Dolphins can't play, the Bills are looking shoddy. The Jets are the Jets, and the Patriots are 8-2 and number one in our division and at the top of the AFC on our side. So kudos to them doing the damn thing. Seahawks, like I talked about, ran the Cardinals out of the stadium after the Cardinals whooped the Cowboys' ass last week. So by trade, does that mean the Cowboys are a worse team than we thought? Or does that mean the Cardinals just had a really good game and then forgot how to play this week? It's one of those, there's like a line in the middle that makes sense, but not all of it correlates. So a lot of teams had bye weeks this week. In other developments, Joe Burrow, his return window opened, his 21-day return window opened for a turf toe injury he had earlier this year. And I saw the turf toe injury where your big toes like curled like this and it won't bend down. And so my only question is, if he comes back too quick and his O-line doesn't protect him, was that a good decision? If you put him back in games when the Bengals are not looking good right now, do not have a great record right now, and Joe Burrow gets hurt again in December, at the end of the season, because he's trying to push his team to will his team to win, are you going to feel better about rushing him back in a season that should have been lost? Because I've already said about the Bengals, their head coach should be fired this year. He's not a good enough head coach. He's been saved by Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. So he's lucky he has those kind of guys on his side, because without them, he shouldn't be a coach in this league. What else happened in the league this week? The Rams look like one of the best teams in the league. I saw the Eagles beat the Packers 10-7. Very boring Monday Night Football game. Random side note: ESPN, Disney, stop being dicks and give us ESPN back on YouTube TV. I'm a YouTube TV subscriber. I had Hulu Live TV for a while. Felt like it was a waste of money. Went to YouTube TV. I like the interface so much more. But without ESPN, I wouldn't lie to you and say it's worth it. Without ESPN, it feels like YouTube TV is just us having cable. So I just have DirecTV or Cox Cable without the sports channels. That's what it feels like. It's okay, but I miss ESPN. Even though I don't want to watch it all the time, and I know it's probably better for my life to not have ESPN, I miss that shit. Bring it back, please. Figure it out, you trillionaire companies that are fighting over dollars and cents. No matter what you want to pretend for us, we know the prices are going to go up every year anyway. There's not going to be a set price for cable or streaming services. The only way we get a set price is when we all stop paying for cable and services. And you'll throw deals to get us to come back and say, for the first 6 months it's this, and it goes back to, it won't work forever, but you guys will keep trying to sell us on it. So anyway, side note. Nothing else really in the NFL that was big. Cowboys didn't play. Commanders ran out of the stadium also. The Giants fired their head coach and Brian Dable. So Jackson Dart, and to a lesser extent, who was our running back I like so much up there, Cam Scatabo. They're going to have a different coach next year, which is good for them, because Brian Dable, after a fever pitch of a first year as a head coach, getting into the playoffs, beating the Vikings in the first round, he has done absolutely nothing. So it was time for a change there. Saints got their second win of the year. Yeah, they beat the Panthers, didn't they? Yeah, they beat the Panthers. Um, yeah, the NFL has just kind of been hit and miss. Middle of the season now, and like I told you guys already, the lull happens where the law of averages states two teams that are really good are going to fall off a cliff, and two teams that are really bad are going to all of a sudden get motivation, passion to go and finish strong and potentially get into the playoff race. So we'll see how it unfolds. In college football, nothing big happened last week. No coaches were fired or anything abrupt like that. LSU had a decent game against Alabama until Alabama put their foot on that neck and then took it away. Everybody else won in convincing fashion. Indiana, with their comeback win in overtime against Penn State, was probably the biggest headline of the week. But Indiana showing their grit, showing why their coach, Curt Cignetti, is a legitimate Coach of the Year candidate and is that dude. Because, again, Indiana football has not been relevant forever, and he has him number 2 in the country. So doing the damn thing in college football. We'll see how it unfolds. The back half, a lot of 2-loss teams did lose this week, so it jumps a lot of teams like my USC Trojans up spots to get close to the CFP. And again, the coolest part about this conversation now is it's a 12-team CFP, so if your team can probably just 10-2 with a decent strength of schedule and a decent like winning percentage, you got a real good chance of getting in. So to be in a bigger division like the Big Ten, the SEC or conference, Big 12, or ACC is probably one of your best bets if you have a really good record to get noticed by the committee and get put in to these conversations. Because if you're in the group of 5, the AACs and the like Mountain West and the all Big Sky, those are the ones where you need to be 12-0 still. You need to literally have no kind of blood on your ledger, no kind of random blips on the map, just always dominant. So we'll see how that unfolds. It's only got 3 more weeks now. This is week 10 of the of college football. So we really have 3 more weeks, 11, 12, and then championship week. So we are almost done with college football, halfway through the NFL season and looking at the end of college football already. So gonna see how it unfolds. Excited to see which teams get in, because I get more excited thinking about the college football playoff now and thinking about Cinderella stories and teams that don't normally think to themselves they could face the Alabamas of the world, the Ohio States of the world, the Oregons of the world, Indiana's, but because they get into that dance, that 12-team playoff, they have a real chance, and that makes it really exciting. So see how that goes. A little push over to tennis. I was watching the WTA finals, which is Women's Tennis Association finals. It's the 8 best women from tennis in the world competing for the end of the year finals trophy. It signifies being one of the best. It doesn't signify you're the best player in the world. It signifies for that tournament you were the best player. That being said, it is the WTA finals. This is the top 8 women in the world, so it's a little different than just a random championship in Dubai or in France or in Berlin. It's different. So I watched it at length. I really enjoy tennis. I'm a tennis man all the way through. Such an exciting sport and such a hard sport to get good at. So anybody who's great at tennis, I see you, I appreciate you, and I really applaud you, because that's a strenuous, endurance, taking out kind of sport. Arina Sabalenka, my favorite tennis player from Russia, she got to the final against Elena Rybakina, who is from, I want to say Kazakhstan, but I can't be sure. And she lost in straight sets. One of those, to get to that point, Arena had already faced Jessica Pegula, Amanda Anisimova, Coco Gauff, some really good players. Jasmine Paolini from Italy, Amanda Anisimova, Jessica Pegula, Coco Gauff are all American women who made it to the final. So really, really cool for an American man and me to see how impactful American sports is in the world of tennis. How we're able to actually get to those kind of end of the year finals and actually be impactful. That being said, Elena Rybakina and Aryna Sabalenka went 4-0 through the round robin tournament to get to the final. So they dominated everybody from Iga Swiatek, Jasmine Paolini, Madison Keys, like I said, Amanda, Jessica, Coco. And it was just high level tennis. That's where I get so excited. Is more than anything, it's high level tennis. These are the best of the best in the world, and showing you why when they play each other, it's always going to be a coin toss. You don't know how the day's going to fall, and kudos to Alina Rybakina for whooping that ass, because she put in work. She did the damn thing. Looked so decisive, so powerful with her serving, her cutting, her decision making, her volleys, her lobs. She deserved that. So really cool to watch. And it really is bittersweet. It's the end of the tennis season technically for women, so they won't come back in full force until January to start the season up again. So they have to have a month and a half off to really recharge, breathe, and come back stronger. And I hope for tennis, as wonderful as it is, they do come back stronger, because the top 8 women this year were so sensational to watch, and I'm really happy that I was able to watch it. And now we have the ATP finals, which is the tennis side for men. ATP, I can't think of what it stands for. Association of Tennis Players, I'm pretty sure, but it's the men's side of tennis, and also high level tennis played on that side. I watched the matches from Yannick Sinner against Felix Auger-Aliassime, Taylor Fritz against Lorenzo Musetti, Alexander Zverev versus Ben Shelton, and then Carlos Alcaraz versus Alex de Minaur. And just like in WTA, ATP, the top 8 in the world are just so sensational, and to watch them, you understand why the craft that they play with, the love they play with, makes this sport so fun to watch. If you truly want to learn about tennis, it is such a fun sport to watch. So really impressed to see how this unfolds, because this will be over at the end of this week too. So I'll let you guys know how that goes next week. And we're just in it. It's sports. We're in probably the best time of the year. I'm not even going to cover NBA because the NBA season just started. Nothing to really talk about. Talked a little bit about it last week. Don't really need to go into it. It's just the NBA season. We still have 70 games. So what the hell am I going to talk about, really? But thank you guys for listening. This has been Midwest Brownboy Chronicles, episode 26. I'm your Midwest Brownboy, Jalen Brownford, signing off. Appreciate you guys for giving any of my videos a chance and listening to anything I have to say. You guys make this worth it. I want to do this and I won't stop. So thank you so much. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you guys next week. Later.